Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the new Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. I've been living with this for the last week, and so as a new Land Cruiser owner, I will let you guys know what I think about the new 4Runner in comparison, and just the new 4Runner in general. Before we get into this video, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into it. So powering this new 4Runner is a turbo 2.4 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. It produces 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. I've been able to average over 22 miles per gallon mixed between city and highway driving. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So first off, I think this Heritage Blue is the best color on the new 4Runner. It just really works with all the body lines and a lot of the elements. I mean, you can see the headlight bezel is darker. I do think it'd be cool if they did a different coloration other than chrome for the Toyota logo on the TRD Off-Road. Anyways, you got the fog lights down below. Now, the air dam definitely helps out with fuel economy. It's pretty ugly, though. I noticed that most people, as soon as they buy these new 4Runners, they instantly get rid of it, and I would definitely be the same. I'll give up an MPG for better looks. Now, the TRD Off-Road comes with pretty soft tires from the factory, 265 by 70 by 18 in terms of the sizing, so it's almost a 33-inch tall tire, but you guys can see with the tread pattern and everything, yeah, not the most aggressive on the planet. And then you got these cool big fender flares. This one has the side steps there. You got TRD Off-Road there on the side as well. And I actually like the new side profile, especially with the new window design there in the back. Well, new old, right? It's a throwback to the previous 4Runners. Now, this premium package comes with a key fob that's slightly upgraded, so like the functionality on it's the same, like opening the hatch and all that. But you got the 4Runner logo on the back, which looks kind of cool. This one is not the hybrid, so we've got a much lower load floor because you don't have to worry about the battery. It's about 5 inches roughly, I'd say, just visually looking. You can see we've got an outlet back here. You can get a third row in the 4Runner with different packages, but they put the third row stuff in all of them anyways. But yeah, the cargo space in this, especially compared to my Land Cruiser, is quite a bit better. Now, I still think that the automatic window, those are the buttons for it, with the 4Runner is such a cool feature. More cars should have something like that. The taillights look good, and I think that the back end of the new 4Runner is probably the best part of it, because again, you've got that throwback with the window and the right there in the rear, and it just looks good overall. Now, popping into the rear, all of the new 4Runners have soft touch here, which is nice, gives the passengers something nice to rest their arm on. Got a little cup holder. These soft touch seats, they look nice. They're relatively easy to clean out, and the perforations can be a little bit annoying. Space here hasn't really changed all that much. Again, it's pretty similar to actually a Bronco and a Wrangler. Again, body on frame SUV, there's only so much you can do. But it is nice having vents there in the back, a little outlet as well. And then the headroom isn't quite as good as the new Land Cruiser, but it's pretty close. Popping up front, we've got more soft touch right there. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, you got your memory seats, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well. And then taking a look at the seats themselves, you can see perforated here with the front. And then, interesting enough, this only has $895 for the payload, so it's got less than the Land Cruiser. It also weighs a little bit less with a non-hybrid. It's like 5,500 pounds. Got the opening for the hatch, turn on the outlet, steering wheel's power adjustable. And let's pop it on. Boom. Now, I actually like Toyota's new steering wheel, so you've got the fake stitching around the airbag cover. It still looks nice. You've got controls for the adaptive cruise control. It's got lane steering. It's got all the modern safety tech, you know, like blind spot monitoring as well. Controls for the center stack, volume controls as well, and then regular stocks there in the back. And the nice trim should hold up pretty well over time. Now, I've got the customizable new digital gauge cluster with this version of the 4Runner, and you guys can see 22.7. That's been my average fuel economy, again, mixed between city and highway driving. So if you keep the factory tires, which are very soft, and you keep the air dam on, you will get pretty good fuel economy with this new 4Runner. But yeah, if you want to upgrade the tires or anything like that, then yeah, the fuel economy is going to drop. 360 camera system. It's been nice to have a much bigger screen. I will say this is kind of cool, even though it doesn't look great on the dash itself because it's got that tablet plopped on look. The functionality is really nice with it. And then the infotainment system, it's just basically Toyota's giant unit. It's quick to respond. I think it's a good system overall. And then you've got single zone climate, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, so nice feature from that perspective. Phone charging pad, you've got some USBs. We have the TRD shifter here, And you can see you've got a traditional 2-speed 2-wheel drive transfer case. We'll see how this kind of performs off-road compared to the Land Cruiser. But yeah, this has multi-transfer. It's got crawl control, it's got your drive modes, tow haul mode, it's got all of it. Rear locking differential, you've got the 360 camera view button there, trailer backup, some cup holders, center console, nice trim on the top. Stored, I like the fact they have storage above the glove box. That's actually really nice utility, glove box itself. Camera rear view mirror, and then you've got a sunroof and then the control there to open up the power sliding window. This, as equipped, is about $56,000. Let us set off in the new 4Runner TRD Off-Road Premium. So here is the case that I'm going to make. This is the actual successor to the previous gen TRD Pro. You will be in agreement with me by the end of the video. So as a 250 Land Cruiser owner, here's some things that I like about the 4Runner and some things that I don't like about the 4Runner. I actually really like the style. Again, you take away the air dam, and the new 4Runner, I think, is a good-looking vehicle. I think the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, they're both good-looking vehicles, so Toyota actually did a pretty good job with the styling. Again, once you get rid of the air dam on both of them, the air dams just, yeah, they ruin the styling with them, but it's for fuel economy. I've been impressed with the fuel economy. The disappointing part about the fuel economy, because I have the 250 Land Cruiser that I know, is as soon as you add aggressive all-terrain tires to this, you're gonna lose like a few mpg. That's just how turbo 4 cylinders work, right? If they've got to work a little bit harder for moving tires, yeah, it's just not going to be the best setup. So that, I think, is a little bit of a downside. But yeah, if you're willing to rock the air dam and you're willing to rock the stock tires, yeah, you can get over 20 miles per gallon, which is pretty nice in such a big SUV. And the non-hybrid has a slightly larger fuel tank because there's more space. So you can get like just over 300 miles of range, or close to 300 miles of range. So they do leave some for reserve tank as well, so that is something to take into account. Ride quality is good. This actually drives very similar to the Land Cruiser. I know they're the same wheelbase, same platform and all that, but they have different shocks, right? This has Bilstein shocks with this TRD off-road package, but because neither of them have the adaptive variable suspension, they both kind of have like a truck-like feel, which I like. I think that it drives well. I am disappointed in the power. Now, if you compare this to a 5th gen 4Runner, this feels great. But as soon as you drive the hybrid, it's hard to go back. Now, you do lose the storage in the back. And so my personal take is, if the storage in the back is a deal breaker, don't drive the hybrid. Just don't put yourself through that, because if you drive the hybrid, this is always just going to feel slow. That's just how it works. So don't drive the hybrid if you need the extra space. Now, I think that they actually really did improve the 4Runner with this new generation, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that because, you know, you don't have a V6 anymore. And here's the deal. The only reason why people care about the V6 is reliability. If this 4-cylinder ends up being as reliable as the V6, or almost, nobody's gonna, like, people are okay with having slightly, I think people are okay with having slightly less reliability for the extra power. That's just my personal take. Time will tell on that. But yeah, I think if this powertrain proves to be just as reliable, then all the arguments of the 4.0 V6, people won't care anymore. So why is this the true successor to the TRD Pro? Well, if you look at the pricing, this is $56K. Outgoing TRD Pros were 56 to 58 actually for the MSRP. So pricing's pretty much a carryover. This power-wise is like a slight upgrade on the TRD Pro powertrain. And if you look at the previous gen TRD Pro, what is it? It is all of Toyota's off-road tech plus some upgraded shocks. I understand the TRD Off-Road Premium with the previous gen was also that, but here's the thing to note. The previous gen TRD Pro kind of just elevated things overall with off-roading, even compared to a TRD Off-Road. And it was still on the standard body 4Runner and all of that. So that's kind of, this has more luxury than a TRD Pro, and it has all the off-road stuff. This is actually more capable off-road than a previous gen TRD Pro. The new 4Runner TRD Pro is a completely new vehicle. It is basically a 4Runner Raptor, because the previous gen TRD Pro, it could do like middle speed off-roading, but it wasn't a high-speed off-roader like the new 4Runner TRD Pro is. So the way that I see it is, if you own a previous gen TRD Off-Road Premium, then the new TRD Off-Road Premium is the way to go. But if you own a previous gen TRD Pro, you could actually just go to a TRD Off-Road Premium with this new generation, and that's kind of still like the upgrade path. The only reason why you get TRD Pro or Trail Hunter is if you want something that is completely new, that is extra, right? extra accessories, extra off-road capability, like well beyond the previous gen, whereas this is just a bit more capable than the previous gen. And again, you can fit much bigger tires with these new Toyotas. Pretty much all of the new Toyotas can fit, they can all fit 33s for sure, and a lot of them can fit 34s and even 35s. This probably wouldn't be able to fit 35s looking at the space in the wheelhouse, but you could definitely fit 34s. Which with the previous gen TRD Pro, you could only fit 32s. So you can fit much more tire underneath this. So this is just has a lot more utility in that way. So overall, I've been really impressed with living with this for the last week. I'm still on team hybrid in terms of the new 4Runner, because again, I own the Land Cruiser, and I've just, once you feel the power, it's hard to go back on that. But I do think that this new generation of Toyota is going to grow on people. It's just going to take time, and the reason why it's going to take time is this product needs to be proven to be reliable. If it's proven to be reliable, then people will jump ship from their old Toyotas, because objectively the tech is better, the driving is better, the off-road capability, everything's better with this. It's just that's the one thing, the reliability question. So let me know your thoughts.